Hey guys, welcome to K Fits My Life. This video about how to live in your car and not look homeless. I just wanted to give a little precursor to it. It was filmed in several different sections over different periods of time. Um, the first part was filmed actually when I was still living in my car, and it was the last night before that I actually was sleeping in my car, and I was so excited that I wasn't going to be sleeping in my car the next day that I didn't get any sleep that night. So I looked super tired in the video. Um, but I literally woke up that day. I went to my storage unit and realized that I didn't have video of me in the storage unit. So I recorded it that day, had to get everything out of the storage unit because it's my last day, move it into my car, go downtown, go to the bank, get the money, go to the realtor's office, get the key, and then come back here. And then I actually filmed the next video of me moving in all on that same day. So in both of those videos, I'm going to look extremely tired. So I just want to let everybody know, like, why does he look so tired? That's why. So yeah, this video was filmed crazy period of time. The first part was when I was still in the car, and then the subsequent parts were several months later. So yeah, enjoy the video. Okay, guys. Um, Number one thing you're gonna need if you're trying to live in your car and not look homeless, you're gonna need a storage unit. Now, this is my storage unit, and I keep all of my clothes, everything that doesn't need to be physically in the car, I keep in here. So I actually made a little closet from a curtain rod, and then I just keep every little thing that I need that I do not want in my car so that I don't look like a homeless bum. I keep in my storage unit. I think that of pretty much everything, I would say that the storage unit is probably the most important thing, because the main thing that's going to make you look as if you're homeless is if you have your car full of stuff all the time. So what I would normally do is just put clothes in a bag for the week. Underwear, tanks, shorts, jeans, shirts, shoes, all of that in a bag, put the duffel bag in my trunk, and then go to the gym and shower and change. And that'll take us to the next thing you're going to need if you want to live in your car. Alright guys, so another thing you're going to need if you're going to live in your car, sorry it's kind of loud in here, is a gym membership. So what I would suggest you do is get one from Planet Fitness. And go ahead and spring for the $20 one, because that way, if you are somewhere away from your main one, you can still work out. If you just get one for one membership at one place, then you have to go to that same one. And there's a lot of times where I've been like in several different places because I was far away from where I would normally go. So make sure you get the $20 one. Also, that will let you have access to the hydro massage and the massage chairs, because a lot of times those things are the difference between a good day and a bad day. So my everyday plan would be to get up and I would go straight to Planet Fitness. I would work out, shower, shave, cut my hair, because I cut my own hair, and then change clothes. So second thing you definitely need is a gym membership. Go ahead and spring for the $20 black membership, and yeah, and then we'll move on to the third thing you're gonna need if you want to live in your car and not look homeless. Alright guys, so the third thing you're gonna need if you're going to sleep in your car and not look homeless is a place to park your car. So every night I would park at the Walmart on Charlotte, and I would park between the Walmart and the Lowe's because Lowe's has hella strong Wi-Fi, and so I would park and I would use Lowe's Wi-Fi and lay down and watch YouTube or Netflix until I fell asleep, or I would just do some type of work or something until I fell asleep. But this is the actual parking spot where I would park every night. And I don't know if the camera picks this up, but you see this dark spot right here? That was from my car, because my car had a really bad oil leak. And so every week I would have to go into Walmart and buy like a gallon of oil and put it in my car. It would end up leaking out every day, but that's beside the point. The point is, if you're gonna live in your car, I would suggest doing it at a Walmart, because there'll be several other people that are parked there to sleep too. There's always police that are patrolling the Walmart parking lots, so it's a really safe place to sleep. I never really had any problems. There was always people that I knew, well, not knew personally, but I would see them every day. There was a guy that would park right there, and there was a van that would park right there, and there was a van that would park right here. The only time I ever got bothered was when I first started sleeping here, and I slept by that orange thing. A policeman came up to me and knocked on the window and asked me for my driver's license. But I just gave it to him, and he said, "Thanks for your cooperation," and just went on about his business. And the only other time I ever was bothered was when it was wintertime last year, and it was super cold. I had about 4 blankets that I was wrapped up in, and somebody knocked on my door and asked me if I needed some blankets. And in that car, it wasn't this car, but in that car, it was much colder. The seats were not as comfortable, and it didn't have heat, so I couldn't just turn it on and just let it heat up. So it was a much more difficult time. But yeah, try to find a Walmart that actually has a Lowe's, or a Walmart that has really good Wi-Fi. But the only thing about the Walmart having good Wi-Fi is you don't want to park too close to the Walmart, because I think the police will start to get a little bothered by that, because you'll be so close to the customers. So I parked way away from the Walmart and way away from the Lowe's. So I'm in a good, like, this spot was a really good spot because nobody ever really parked here, and it was far enough away from the customers that I never really bothered anybody. But I never really came until late at night. So yeah, I would always suggest parking at Walmart, because it's a really good place to park, and they don't have a problem with people sleeping overnight at the Walmart. So yeah, use Walmart. All right, guys, that brings us to the 4th thing you're gonna need living in your car and not looking homeless, and it's the most important thing, and it's a plan of action. And for me, my plan of action involved 4 things. It involved realization, rest, restructuring, and reinventing. Now, when I say that I had to realize, I'm saying that I actually had to realize the position that I was in. A lot of times you get so used to being in a certain position that you don't realize that the position you're in is really messed up. And so I had to realize that I was in a real messed up position financially. The way I was thinking, I was in a really messed up situation. So once I realized, okay, Keith, you're in a messed up situation, you need to fix this. That led me to being able to actually start processing how I was going to fix my situation. Right? So then the next thing with resting, I don't mean just sitting around doing nothing. I mean getting a rest from stress. Stress is a really horrible thing to your body. You know, it increases your cortisol level, so it can make you gain weight. It makes it where you are tired all the time, where you can get sick all the time, where you can't think clearly. It can make you physically ill, you know. So the one thing that this thing living in my car did, it helped me to not have to deal with so much financial stress for a while. And even though living in my car was not easy, one thing I can say is I didn't have that burden of financial responsibility on me for a while. And it gave me the opportunity to be able to think clearly enough to be able to see my way out of the situation. So don't take resting as sitting around doing nothing. It was rest from the level of stress that I've been experiencing for a very long time. And it helped a lot to not have that burden on me, even though initially what caused me to be homeless was not part of my plan. The only thing that I could do at that point when it happened was figure out how I was going to react to it, right? So, and we'll get into that. I'll get into that in another video. I'll go into detail as to what happened and how I fixed it. But so after resting, the next thing I had to do was I had to restructure, right? And in restructuring, I had to figure out how I was going to restructure my finances, how I was going to restructure my credit, how I was going to restructure my way of thinking, how I was going to restructure the way or who I allowed to be in my life, and how I was going to restructure the people that I didn't want in my life anymore, and restructure where I was going to live, what I was going to do with my life. Because there were a couple of big changes that happened in my life during that time, and it was a period of great restructuring. But once I did that, especially with the financial part and the mental part, and I'm going to do another video about rebuilding credit and restructuring the way your thinking process if it needs to be restructured. But once I did those things, it helped me immensely to get out of that situation into a better situation. And the last part of that reinvention, I had to stop thinking and stop being the person I had been my whole life. And a lot of times, I can only speak for myself, but I would say generally a lot of us are just used to being who we are and used to taking on the things that we are taught from family members, friends. We just take on things and we may not necessarily know why or how those certain aspects of thought got into our thought processes, but they're just there. So I had to get rid of all my former thought processes. Um, and that was a very difficult thing to do because, as weird as it may sound, once I started thinking differently and wanting to change myself, I literally felt like I had to kill off my old self. And that wasn't easy because my old self had been with me my whole life and it didn't want to go anywhere. And there would be times when I would talk myself through situations and I could feel the old person that I was saying, thinking, why do you want to change? You've been this way this whole time, why change now? But I knew that if I was going to continue with that person, that I was going to continue to get the same result that that person has always gotten me. So I had to kill that side of me. I had to kill that person of me in order to reinvent myself into this new person. So not to ramble on and talk forever, but you have to have a plan to get out of that situation and get into a better one. And one thing that I would always say to myself every night was, Keith, either you're going to fix this situation or you're going to be living in your car for the rest of your life. And I know you don't want to do that. So let's get busy. I would say that every night, every single night. And so eventually it took some time and a lot of effort, but it did work. I can honestly say that through the whole time I was living in my car, nobody knew unless I told them. And when I told them, people were like, "Are you serious? Are you kidding me? I didn't even know." I know because I didn't want anybody to know, and it wasn't my place to tell anybody. But I can honestly say that doing that really helped me in a lot more ways than just financially. I'm grateful that I was able to pick myself up and finally not be homeless. But I am grateful for that experience because it made me appreciate things that we normally just take for granted. Being able to get up and go to the bathroom whenever I wanted to, being able to use hot water whenever I wanted to, being able to go to the store and buy food and put it in a refrigerator and cook it. um, Being able to sit on a couch, being able to just be in silence and it not be in a car, because even if you're in a car, you still have the sounds of outside around you. So being able to have quiet time, being able to have a closet that I could just go to anytime. I mean, just little things that we take for granted. It made me much more appreciative. So I hope you guys enjoy that video and enjoy the video. And please, if you found it helpful at all, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon.